These men are known as Zamas, illegal miners, descending into the bowels of mines scattered across South Africa. Lawless and desperate, they know no fear.
We know it's dangerous to be a Zama. We're always taking high risk.
Crumbling mine shafts, falling rock, rival gangs, they put their lives on the line, hoping for their pot of gold. But most often, they eke out a paltry existence with no legitimacy or safety.
This is because it's job now.
Nduduzi Nyawo lives in the Pongola region of KwaZulu-Natal, where unemployment and poverty are inescapable. Needing to support his family, he resorted to illegal mining in the area. But the work underground was perilous and the money erratic.
We were late, we were at night only because we were illegal. So Linda, even 3 days, just waiting for your chance.
Faced with the possibility of injury and even death, he was desperate for change. And then he was offered an opportunity that turned his life around. Standing here on the hills of northern KwaZulu-Natal, bordering the Ithala Game Reserve, one wouldn't think that just over there, the Klipwal Gold Mine is in full operations.
We've essentially got an 8,000 hectare mineral right. It's a long, old established mining property.
When Bosveld Mines bought the mine in 2018, CEO 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃 knew they were taking a chance. Just a few years ago, the Zamas had taken over, and it wasn't this peaceful.
Every day, every week, every month, we were arresting people, trying to stop it. It was quite aggressive.
What was happening?
Put it this way, lives were lost. I mean, at one point we had an attack on the mine, equipment was burnt, some of our staff were injured, and there was a time we thought we actually would lose the mine.
They came up with a bold plan to transform the Zamas into formalized cooperatives of artisanal miners. But first, they would need them to buy into the idea. Yeah.
But abanye babeyifuna leyo nto njengami nje vele ngangiyifuna leyo nto ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi we are unsafe there. We're taking risk every day. Nama injury are high.
Yes.
Yeah, even fatalities.
Yes, down there.
Down there.
We managed to eventually get enough people co-opted that were illegal miners. They had PPE, they were inducted and trained by us and converted them from hostile Zamas into teams of people that worked on our side.
Of the mine's around 400 workers, about 170 of them belong to these co-ops, and we are venturing underground with them this morning to the heartbeat of the mine.
Most of the deposit is underneath the mountain. We're able to drive down the side to 6th level, which is 200 meters below where we are here.
Getting suited up, it struck me how crucial safety is. Under the co-op system, these artisanals are now covered for injury and death, which they never were before. The hazardous blasting and drilling are done by the trained staff, while the co-ops do the heavy lifting.
Before
𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 is the co-op team leader and has already been underground since 6 a.m.
co-ops around 17. But some 10 per team.
So what targets? You push target as much?
And most of time, so it's 16 tons, 17 per day. Some must push it. 20, 20.
And they pay you according to how much you take out.
Yeah.
Bags of rock emerge from the deep, winched along this traffic way.
All of these bags that come here, they're carrying gold.
The mine operates 24/7, and the co-ops work in shifts, digging and loading on levels way below. As it is, it's pretty dangerous. One can't even imagine what it must be like here as a Zama. No lights, no safety, not knowing whether the shaft has been secured or not, and not knowing even if you're going to get anything from the ore. So what Klipwal Mine has managed to do here is absolutely incredible. How has it impacted your life, working for the mine in a co-op?
It wouldn't give them no support.
So the model is very simple. You take the Zamas and you make them a part of the value chain of the mine. You incentivize them for the hard work that they do. Then you've got a happy community and a safer mine. 2 tons, I just pushed 2 tons. At Klipwal, there is a glimmer of hope for a community that's living hand to mouth. But just a short drive away at Bosveld's Kortnek mine, the tension is palpable.
We're not going to go the whole way because we're not sure it's safe, we're not sure what condition the road's in.
Here lives have been lost in rock falls and hostile night attacks. George and his security detail survey the area.
Those are the spotters, 2 here.
You could say this is a tale of 2 mines, one where a war was fought and won by Bosveld mines, and here just 10 kilometers away in Kortnek, where it's become the wild, wild west.
We had about 40 people that were working here, and with COVID we had to close it. The artisanals have moved in. You can see them living under the trees. They've got little gas bottles as mills, and they're using mercury, and there's anything from 50 to 150.
Where do these people come from?
So a number of locals, but there's also guys from Mozambique, from Swaziland, there's women, there's children that are working.
Situated 20 kilometers from the Eswatini border, it's remote with no communications and no power.
Even the police, when they come here, it's very hard for them to have the right vehicles, have the right manpower, and even if you clear it out once, by the time they leave, more people come back in.
Always vigilant, the Zamas spot our drone and let us know we aren't welcome.
I just think you're never going to solve it, fighting it.
Yes.
So there's got to be some sort of a
incentive.
Cooperative incentive,
Yes.
and working together. It has to be the solution.
Klipwal Mine is the largest single source of work for the local community. So one would imagine the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy would take a keen interest in supporting the mine. When we asked the DMRE for its perspective on Klipwal's co-op model, they failed to respond. But the solutions for illegal mining are complex, especially on the 𝗶𝗏𝗴𝗶𝗴𝗏 gold reef, where migrant labor issues are amplified, according to Dr. Janet Munakamwe of the Wits Mining Institute.
There's war all the time within that particular sector. So I guess also supporting the Zamas contributes positively to the economy of South Africa.
As a labor migration policy specialist, she has interviewed many Zamas and gained insight into their plight. In 2017, she made recommendations to the DMRE to include illegal miners in the artisanal mining framework, but there's been very little traction for a policy proposition.
Part of my empirical evidence pointed to the need for big mining companies to support Zamas. It's a win-win situation in which some of the problems, like for instance, the trespassing issues, are mitigated. At the same time, also Zamas will be benefiting in terms of health and safety.
Munakamwe believes the Bosveld Mines model could be adapted for the Witwatersrand, much like Zimbabwe, where artisanal mining has started contributing to the country's revenue.
But it only started happening after they formalized artisanal mining through tributary mining, whereby the big mines had to support the small-scale miners.
But for now, Bosveld Mines is going it alone, teetering between policy and survival.
Once we've got enough economic activity and jobs, the community kind of become your policemen as well.
Yes.
Because they'll protect their economic interests, and before you know it, the illegal activity stops, they disappear.
In this terrain, uncertainty is ever present. Back in Klipwal, near the river, the road is blockaded. A new band of Zamas is claiming their turf.
8 weeks ago, there was a discovery of a reasonably nice, attractive vein, and within a week and a half, some illegal activity had already moved in. The guys threatened our staff, they threatened our samplers.
Have you tried to engage with them?
I think we're very close to a point where they'll come to us and say they need our help, or can they get jobs.
The prospect of a steady income is what had motivated Nyawo to turn his back on illegal mining and become a co-op leader.
Abanye ke sebethole ama promotion njengami nje.
Oh, promotiwe?
Yeah, ngipromotiwe nje ngoba sengisebenza la elamroom, sengisebenza permanent manje.
Hey, mfethu.
Yeah. I have wife, 3 children.
Are they happy that you're now working here as opposed to by Zamas?
At least manje ngina pay slip, I can open any credit yabo.
Looking to the future, Nyawo's children may benefit from Quinton George's dream to invest in conservation and ecotourism, creating jobs long after the mine is gone. But much has to go right before that becomes a reality.